Wow, that's a big ass group of people. Like, wow, that's not even a group anymore. At that point, that's a mob. That's a mob of people. Fixed Kicks was the target of multiple. Fixed Kicks was the target of multiple burglaries at the latter part of 2021, which led to the closure of the brick and mortar location and caused them to shift to online only. So that's wild. I think as a matter of fact, I want to say I went. We was at Fixed Kicks. I got to look back on my timeline on Instagram because I want to say Fixed Kicks was in. I'm guessing Santa Clara, but it's not. Santa Clara isn't that far from San Francisco, right? Because I want to say when we went to the Bay Area in 2017, I remember they had like a after party there after SneakerCon. So I wonder if that's the same store. I gotta look at my pictures. Sneaker sale ends in robbery and gunplay. In an article written by Brandon King for SneakerShopTalk.com, a Brooklyn Park, Minnesota man who was looking to sell a pair of sneakers ended up dodging bullets. The fuck is he, Neo? um, According to Brooklyn Park Police, officers responded to a call of a robbery at the 6200 block of 65th North Avenue. The victim indicated that he had made arrangements via an online platform to sell a pair of sneakers. When the buyer arrived at the meeting, they took the shoes and ran away. The victim attempted to give chase, but unbeknownst to him, the buyer had an accomplice who appeared with a firearm and began shooting at the victim. Fortunately, the victim was uninjured. As a safety measure for those who engage in online transactions, police urge the use of safe swap spots located in many cities in Minnesota, places like the Sheriff's Water Patrol, located at 4141 Shoreline Drive in Spring Park, Minnesota, the Enforcement Services Division, located at 9401 83rd Avenue North in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, and the Public Safety Facility located at 401 South 4th Avenue. Okay, 401 South 4th Avenue in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And that's the thing. We read these stories at the time, and I can't tell. We've been reading them damn near for 8 years now, and I'm still surprised to this day that when people um, sell stuff, a lot of times they sell through like Facebook Marketplace and other stuff like that. And when they decide to meet up with these people, they meet up at night at that person's house. First of all, don't ever meet up at your house, right? You don't want the seller coming to your house. You don't want the buyer coming to your house. You don't want people because they come to your house. They got to figure that you got some other shit in there, right? And so you don't ever want them to know your address. So you try to meet up in some type of mutual location, preferably during the day where is more than enough light outside, right? And heavy volume of traffic, foot traffic, car traffic, so that there's like witnesses. So, people are less likely to do something stupid in public like that. But I mean, I can tell you how many times we read these stories where like they'll meet in an alley at midnight. And it's like, what do like dog? Even if I wasn't trying to rob you, I'm at least tempted now because now it's like shit. Like it is dark, nobody's here. I can keep my money and get the shoes. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just why like you just don't put yourself in a position or don't put yourself in a predicament. Be smart. If you're selling shoes and a person wants to meet up somewhere like a police station, right? During the day. If you can't meet during the day, try to, meet somewhere where it's well lit. Even if you gotta go to like a grocery store, meet up inside the grocery store. Not outside in the parking lot. Meet up inside. Um, I'm looking at the chat right now. Hmm. Got another one. Teen attacked with hammer over Jordans. Wow. Okay. An article read by, once again, Brandon King for SneakerShopTalk.com. A New Zealand teen was on his way to pick up a pizza. when he was brutally attacked with a hammer and had his Air Jordan stolen. Jesus. The 19-year-old victim was headed to a local Domino's pizza. They got a Domino's in New Zealand? First of all, why? Like, Domino's is probably the worst pizza. I'm more, it's funny, like, I'm only like two sentences in. I'm already outraged that Domino's had the audacity to open up a location in New Zealand as if their pizza is any good. Is like, your pizza sucks. Who's eating Domino's? Who's buying Domino's and giving the owner the idea that their food is good? You know how we talked about resellers? Like, look, if you stop paying resale prices will come down or go away. Well, if you stop buying Domino's, Domino's just might go away. Anyway, while stopped at an intersection, a man dressed in dark clothing allegedly opened the victim's passenger door. Oh, I cannot talk today. While stopped at an intersection, a man dressed in dark clothing allegedly opened the victim's passenger door and struck him multiple times with a hammer, and then took his 95 neon Air Jordan 4s. I don't know about y'all, but my doors stay locked. I don't know if that's just a byproduct of me growing up in the hood. We always locked our doors. We always locked our windows. The blinds were closed at night, so you can't just be looking inside our house, seeing what we got. If you bought a nice TV, you don't leave the box outside in the front by the trash. You break it down and you put it inside the trash can. Just certain things you just learn not to do, right? And one of those things is don't leave your car door open, because stuff like that can happen when somebody could just jump in without you knowing. So yeah, he took his 95 neon Air Jordan 4s. He also stole his iPhone and demanded the password. The victim's mother said it was difficult to ascertain the events of that evening, as her son was suffering from a concussion and was having difficulty remembering what happened. What also may have added to his inability to remember that night was that he got into a minor car crash in which he was rear-ended by another motorist later that night. When the motorist got out of the car to apologize, the victim was said to be a bloody, shoeless mess. Sheesh. Like, how many swings did he get with the hammer? I mean, you got to imagine if you get hit the first time, you're stunned, and that leaves you vulnerable for other swings. Following the fender bender, the victim somehow drove to a friend's house and was taken to a hospital. The victim had his head and jaw scanned for any fractures, breakages, or brain damage. His mother said that he received some stitches and was discharged a few hours later. The victim's mother says she collapsed upon first seeing her son, thinking that he was dead. Oh, man. I can only imagine. I mean, as a parent, first of all, I don't even want to think about it. But as a parent, oh, man. Hold on. Sound went out? Huh. Hold on. Hmm. So this is why I'm not heavily promoting the show. Is because I want to be able to work out these kinks. But I'm trying to figure out why the sound went out. How's the sound now? Okay. Okay. How's the sound now? Anyway, I think there was like a connection problem with the live stream, so it might have ended the one video and then somehow kicked back in and started another video. But Anyway, just to kind of continue this story. Um, yeah, the mother when she first saw her son, she thought he was dead, and that's kind of messed up. I can imagine, as a father, like man, once again, it's one of those things you don't even want to think about as a parent. Like I don't even want to have that imagery in my head. So like that's how as a parent, especially as a mother, because mothers got that relationship with their kids. Like you carried them and birthed them. Um, but yeah, like it's I can only imagine that fear and probably the relief when she realized he was still alive. The victim described his attacker as older than him, having a big build. She said that she also has a hard time sleeping since her son was attacked, waking up nightly in a panic. Understandable. She says her son now drools all the time because he can't close his mouth properly, and he has about 10 teeth that have, uh, and I quote, absolutely had it. So I'm guessing he did a lot of damage to his mouth and teeth with that hammer. She says he couldn't really talk because his mouth was so swollen and most of his teeth were broken, and that he's going to need dental work for months on end. Individuals with information about this incident are asked to contact the Christchurch police using the file number 211 208 slash 8426. I'm guessing that's how they police there in New Zealand. Information can also be provided anonymously by calling Crime Stoppers at 0800 555 111. Once again, I think that might be a New Zealand number. But yeah, man, that's I don't know what the rhyme or reason was for that. That just sounds messed up. Like, it just sounds unprovoked. But at least, I mean, not at least, but I want to say that's just some type of random crazy person, but he had the frame of mind to ask for his Jordans, steal his phone, and ask for the password. So, but anyway, that's enough of those types of stories, man. That kind of got me bummed out. I feel bad for the mom. But in any event, once again, have fun with you guys today. I know something happened with the live chat, but once again, this is why we're doing it. This is why I'm doing this way. Like I'm promoting it, but I'm not. Like I put it on the IG story or whatever, but I'm not really, promoting it like I normally would, like a show. That's because I kind of want to do some trial and error. Obviously, I know there's gonna be some kinks because streaming live, anything can happen, including the connection going in and out or whatever. So, and I'm doing this by myself, so I didn't really want to overdo anything and overburden myself trying to do this show. It's already hard enough trying to do it alone. Um, but anyway, I appreciate everybody who's here today, who was part of the chat. Um, Hopefully, this thing continues to grow and the show gets more and more rounded out as we go. But until then, this is today's show for Thursday, April 28th. This is the African Caesar. I will see you guys tomorrow, bright and early at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be safe. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm out. Peace.